Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Delaware State Fair. We're standing outside the Kent Barn, which is the home of the fair's sheep department. Did you know that the wool on a sheep will continue to grow for the entire life of the sheep? Depending on the breed of sheep that it comes from, 1 pound of wool can make up to 10 miles of yarn. That can make an awful lot of sweaters. Let's go inside to learn more about sheep. There are two basic types of sheep that come to the Delaware State Fair: wool breeds and meat breeds. These breeds were developed hundreds of years ago to fit the needs of early sheep producers and the goals they had for their flocks. The breeds of sheep that produce high-quality wool are kept aside and sheared, with their wool being used to make clothing. The breeds that excel at putting on muscle mass and show a faster growth rate were used for food. In total, there are over 1,000 breeds of sheep worldwide. Here at the fair, 17 of those breeds are recognized, with a separate division for all other breeds. Let's start by visiting some of the wool breeds in the barn. As you cruise the aisles, you'll see white Lincolns, Romneys, natural Lincolns, Corriedales, natural bordered Leicester, white wool breeds, and natural colored wool breeds. All sheep, except for the hair sheep breeds, produce wool. Wool is the curly fiber that is sheared off a sheep used to make yarn and clothing. The breeds of sheep that we use for wool excel at growing this fiber. Did you know that not all wool is the same? Yep. Just like humans, sheep have different types of hair. Some wool is thick and not so wavy, while some is very fine and super wavy. Wool is graded based on how fine or thin it is, as well as its crimp or how wavy the wool is. The thinner and wavier the wool is, the higher the quality. When we want to harvest wool from sheep, we shear them. Shearing them is like giving them a haircut. Sheep and wool producers typically shear their sheep once a year, usually in the spring before the heat of the summer months. Sheep's wool will grow continuously, so shearing them is important to manage their health. If we didn't shear them, sheep would be really uncomfortable in the hot, humid weather. During the shearing process, the person shearing will carefully shear the sheep so they don't cut them, and will remove the fleece or wool in one piece. Did you know that a professional sheep shearer can shear one sheep in under 2 minutes? On large sheep farms, there are hundreds or thousands of sheep to shear, so having a quick hand with a set of shears helps to make the shearing process go by much faster. In addition to the wool sheep, we can find breeds of sheep that we grow for meat production. These breeds include horned Dorsets, Chivats, Suffolks, Southdown, Tunis, Hampshires, and Shropshires, among other breeds. These breeds of sheep are used for meat production because they don't produce the quality of wool that the wool breeds do. But they excel at turning what they eat into muscle. In fact, most of the sheep raised in the United States are raised for meat and not for wool. Sheep are bred in the fall to lamb or to give birth in the spring. A female sheep, called a ewe, is pregnant for 5 months. A male sheep that we use for breeding purposes is called a ram. Once the ewes give birth in the spring, the lambs stay with their mothers until they are between 8 to 12 weeks old when they are weaned. Once they are weaned, they are fed a balanced diet that helps them grow quickly until they reach about 120 pounds around 5 to 7 months. At this point, the lambs are sent to a butcher shop and meat processing plants to be harvested. Older sheep can be harvested as well. Meat from a sheep under a year of age is called lamb, and meat from a sheep over a year of age is called mutton. Lamb and mutton are rid meat, which means they have a similar nutritional value to beef. Lamb is a good source of protein, iron, and other vitamins and minerals that make up a healthy diet. Some of the more common cuts of lamb that we can find in stores include lamb chops, ground lamb, leg of lamb, and rack of lamb. You may even be able to try lamb by visiting one of our many food vendors. Traditional gyro meat is made from lamb, and there are several delicious options of gyros on the fairgrounds. Delaware may not be known for its sheep and wool production, but you would never know that by walking through the Kent Barn. The passion that local producers and youth exhibitors have for this industry can be seen in their pen displays, in the daily care of their animals, and by watching them spend countless hours fitting and grooming their sheep to prepare them for their shows. We hope your trip to the sheep side of the Kent Barn was a good one. Be sure to check out the swine on the other side of the building before you leave. Thank you for visiting the Delaware State Fair.